Good evening, good evening, good evening. Today is still Friday, June 14th, 2024. It's officially the weekend. You know why? Because I'm off. The weekend don't get started until I'm off. No matter what y'all been doing, until I get off, the weekend don't get started. Now that I'm off, y'all can begin y'all weekend. First, by watching this video. And I thank y'all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Now, I'm going to step on a few toes. Male toes at that. I'm an equal opportunity critic, right? And this has to be discussed. Somebody got to say it. I was telling y'all not too long ago about my neighbor. And with my ex-neighbor, they put him out. They had to move because of all the commotion and confusion that they was causing. So the apartment complex, they was getting too many complaints about him with all, the fighting and what have you. So they were put out. Everybody was excited about that. The working people. So, but what I'm bringing them up for is the activity. A man that feels the need to be, I'm trying to let the time pass by before I can say these words. There's a certain time limit that YouTube time you where they watch what you say before they ban you. Not ban you, but, mess with your videos. So I got a certain amount of time before I can say certain words. It ain't got to be profanity. Just, they got, I'll tell y'all about it later, especially y'all that's been asking me about how to start a YouTube channel. We'll go over that tomorrow night on the live. I'll give some tips on what I did, which ain't nothing special. Because you see, I didn't have all this fancy equipment or none of that. A Toyota Avalon and a truck. Sometimes an old school. And a good phone. That's it. And this right here. So we'll go over that tomorrow night on the live. Somebody asked, I saw your question. I got you. About how to start a YouTube channel. You want to start your channel. So anyone that's listening to me that's thinking about starting a channel, I got you. For the little bit I know, I ain't no expert at this. I'm a year in, so it ain't like I got 10, 15, 20 years experience. But at the same time, there are people with that much experience that ain't where I am. So I guess it ain't all about how long you've been on here. It's about your results. So I've been getting some results, so I'm going to share a little bit with y'all on that. Now, that's enough time done passed. I done killed enough time. The neighbor, my ex-neighbor, I'm going to talk about a lot of more men like him and examples of things that I have seen to put me on to wanting to make this video. And y'all see the topic or the title of the video. Hell has no, you done heard that saying, hell has no fury like a woman scorned. That's in the Bible. Is that in the Bible? I think it's in the Bible. It was somewhere. Somebody said it was in the Bible. Hell has no fury like a woman scorned or rejected or done wrong, mistreated to a point to where she can't take it no more. They said, ain't nothing in hell worse than that. Imagine how bad hell is, right? And hell ain't as bad as a woman that has been scorned, rejected, mistreated, and now she wants to get back. for what she feels has been done to her. Hell ain't got as much fire as that woman has when her mind's set on getting somebody back who done her wrong, especially a man. But there's one more that I'm going to add to that. Hell has no fury like a weak man that was scorned or rejected. Scorned/rejected. Hell has no fury like a weak-ass man that was scorned. So what I mean by that? I'm glad you asked. My neighbor, I told y'all about him. I said he one of the weakest dudes I ever seen in my life. And just to show the woman next door say something to him, to step on his ego. See, what I'm calling a weak man is a man with a fragile ego. Ladies, a man's ego can make him or break you if his ego ain't in check. If he has a fragile, weak ego, which means a good sign of that is a man that like to argue with you. An arguing man is a man with a fragile ego. When you can say something to that man and he go off. A man that's secure, solid, strong, he ain't gonna argue with you. No matter what you can talk about his mama, his daddy, his kids. You can talk about whoever you want to talk about. You can say whatever you want to say. He ain't gonna argue with you. He ain't gonna let you get away with it, but he ain't gonna argue with you. He ain't gonna put no hands on you. He ain't gonna do none of that. A strong, solid man that has his ego in check, because that's what we're dealing with as men, our egos. A lot of the time when you see a man flying all off the handle because something you said, something you did, even cheating or what have you, because your coochie don't belong to us. But when we go off on you, ready to fight and do something to you because you cheated on us, even though what you got down there don't belong to us is yours, it ain't mine, our ego be bruised. Somebody done got my coochie, even though I wasn't born with no coochie, as a man. So when we be tripping, I don't know what y'all reason for tripping is when you catch a man cheating, but when a man catch you cheating, it ain't love that's got him tripping. It's his fragile, bruised ego. Because when a solid man whose ego is in check, when he catch you cheating, he ain't gonna put their hand on you. He ain't gonna hoop, holler, scream. He gonna let you know he saw you. He gonna let you know you caught. And then he gonna leave you alone. But we ain't talking about that type of man. We talking about a weak man whose ego is fragile. He don't have his ego in check. That's the man you see whooping on a woman at the drop of a dime. These old weak ass dudes you seeing on the news. I've been watching the news lately. They just caught a dude over in Louisiana for unaliving his girl because she didn't want him no more. Story after story after story after story. Y'all see it too. If you watch any type of news story, any type of news outlet, Facebook, wherever you look, you're going to see where a man has done something terrible to a woman. And you be like, what's wrong with these dudes? Because she ain't want him no more? He did all that because she ain't want him no more. These dudes out here doing what they doing to these women. These are weak-ass dudes with these fragile egos that look strong on the outside, but be little terrified little boys on the inside. With an ego this big. You step on it, it cracks. It shatters, and he ready to go off. Hell has no fury like a weak man scorned. A weak man rejected. A weak man not getting his way. Because nobody gets their way all the time. But a weak man, he can't handle it. It comes from single motherhood, being raised by a single mother, pampered and baby, mama's little boy, a mama's boy. He got in and everything he wanted. He throw a temper tantrum with his mama, and his mama give in whatever he was crying about. He grew up used to that. His mama babying him, pampering him. He probably sucked on her titties till he was 12 years old. That type of dude. A lot of y'all out here dating that guy because a lot of us, a lot of men were raised by single moms. And usually the single mom cannot raise. Now, a single mom can raise a daughter, but a single mom and a son, that's a deadly combination, especially for the women later on in his life. Because he going to be looking for you to cave into him when he holler and scream like his mama did. So when you're wondering if you got a man right now, you wondering why this dude always acting like a little bitch. Soon as he don't get his way, he bitching. He's a mama's boy. Fragile ego. Can't stand rejection. Can't handle no. I was reading a story not too long ago, and y'all done seen these two. Man approaches a woman, don't even know her. Try to holler at her, ask her what's her name. She told him she got a man, she's not interested, whatever. Wasn't even rude about it. He took a brick and damn near killed her. I ain't talking about that fake chick, I'm talking about this for real. There have been men that have put that fire on a woman he didn't know because she rejected him. She didn't want to give him her phone number. She didn't give him any play. Hell has no fury like a weak-ass man rejected. Hell has no fury like a weak man scorned. Forget about hell has no fury like a woman scorned. That man, that weak mama's boy, fragile ego having man. And it ain't just the women. They gotta watch out for that man. Grown men that's got their stuff together, that's on point, doing what they supposed to do. That weak ass man is a threat to you too. He's a threat to me too. As a matter of fact, they be on here threatening me. What they gonna do to me. Because I've said something that bruised his ego. Even though I wasn't even talking to him. Something I said struck a nerve on his and bruised his ego. I don't even know him. Not him, them. Y'all, them trolls y'all be seeing. There you go. Hell has no fury like a weak man scorned. These are guys don't know me. I don't know them, but I did my research to see who they are. So if I see them coming, all because of something I said. Don't know me from Adam. Who gives a damn about what I'm saying? Big word on YouTube. There's somebody out there listening to me, or they have listened to me. Some I said touched a nerve with them and stepped on his little bit of ego. Scorned him. Now he can't stand me for life. Solid men out there. You strong men, the real men out there, hell has no fury like a weak ass man that's scorned. So that time you bumped into a dude and he got the busting at you because you bumped into him or he was ready to tear the club up because you barely grazed his shoe, that guy. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right, fellas? Y'all done ran crossing. This ain't just for the women. They got to watch out for this weak-ass man. It's even more for the other men. Us as men, especially black men. We got to watch out for these weak-ass, fragile ego, single mom having, whatever adjective you want to add. That's what we're dealing with right now. With these men out here masquerade, no, boys. They still a little bit of boys on the inside. Grown men on the outside. So that's why when they're with a woman, when y'all dealing with these dudes, ladies, and you saying, he act just like a little boy. There are some signs, and this don't apply to all men. This ain't all men that do this. But one of the biggest signs is you got a man 40 years old still playing Madden, PlayStation, 30 years old. I ain't talking about play every night. I grew up loving, I love video games. That's the last thing on my mind right now. I just don't have no desire to sit up and play imagination. I want to play in real life. Imagination is for kids that can't actually get out and do it in real life because they ain't old enough. But now that I'm grown, I can do it in real life. I ain't got to sit there and play fairy tale. But hey, that ain't a sign of all men that play. There's probably some solid men that play video games. I just ain't one of them. But 9 times out of 10, the majority of grown men are still playing video games, talking about their PlayStation, when the new Madden coming out and all that type stuff. Still talking about them J's, 40 years old, talking about some J's coming out. You better watch them. That's a prime sign of a man that if you tell him you don't want him no more, it's going to be hell to pay. It's going to be hell to pay for you, young lady. These type of men, you better hurry up and identify them before it's too late. You don't want to get too long and too deep, because really they dangerous from day one. Some of these guys are doing harm to women they don't even know. Turn on the news. Look on Facebook. What have you. You'll see story after story after story of men doing some of the most outrageous things to women. And you wondering why. Why he do that? And the kids. The woman and the kids. They just caught a dude in Louisiana. Was it Louisiana? No, they caught him in Jackson, Mississippi. Or was he from Jackson, Mississippi? Killed his girlfriend. Took her 2 daughters, 1 4, 1 6. They found one daughter dead in the woods. And a few feet from her, they found the other 6-year-old. The 4-year-old was dead. The 6-year-old was still living, but she was injured. They took her to the hospital. The boyfriend killed the mama, a 4-year-old daughter, and almost killed a 6-year-old, but she lived. 4-year-old little girl, 6-year-old little girl, the 4-year-old didn't make it, laying out in the woods. All you hear is the police officers and whatever talking about how they were traumatized to have to see that little girl laying out in the woods like that from some old fragile ego, scorned, rejected man. From the woman saying she didn't want to be with him no more. That was it. Some of you weak ass dudes be like, boy, you don't know what she did to that dude, make him. Y'all the ones I'm talking about. Any man that'll come on here and say, boy, because some of y'all will say that. Boy, you don't know what that who did to make that man snap. Bruh, I done caught my woman with one of my exes. I done told y'all this 1,000 times. I done caught my woman in the room with Big Dick Chris. And for months, all I can think about is how he drilling my girl, putting that wood in her. Way more than I got. And that's all I can think about is how she just in there, oh, oh, oh. All that's going through my mind. You know what I did to her? Left her alone. You don't think I was hurt? I was devastated. Not only is she cheating, I caught her cheating, but it was Big Dick Chris. That's extra pain. Because he got that law. So, and I didn't do a thing but leave her ass alone. So no matter what he had, she still ended up running back to me. But it was another though. My ego is not fragile. I'm not a weak man. You don't want me? Let me go. But you ain't gotta let me go. I'm gone. I was seeing a post where women were talking about, why do men hold on to women they don't want to be in a relationship with? Ain't no man hold on to that woman. She chooses to be there. Ain't no woman holding on to me. I caught her cheating, I'm out. I ain't gonna do nothing to her. She don't belong to me. My ego would have told me once upon a time, that's my coochie, when I ain't know no better. She giving my coochie away. No, she gave her coochie away to Big Dick Chris. She ain't give mine away. I ain't feel nothing. He ain't put nothing in me. I took my ass home, cried for a couple of days, moved on with my life. She's still living. Still a woman to this day. Every time she see one of my friends, she try to give him her number to give to me, and he'll bring it to him. I tell her, I don't want that shit. What, 20 years later? That's how you handle that. But a man with a fragile ego, a weak man scorned, can't do that. You tell him no, it ain't got to be your ex. Some ladies, you got to be careful out here about the duke. I hear women nowadays talking about they'll give a man that asking for their number. They'll give him the right number because they're scared to give him the wrong number. He might call the number right there. And they're scared of what he might do to them if he see the number was wrong. He might go off. Dudes out here can't take rejection no more. This ain't all men. But if you got a problem with what I'm saying, I'm probably talking about you. Most likely it is you. If you don't get what I'm saying, that I ain't talking about all men. But there are some men out here, weak as hell. Ain't nobody safe with these dudes, men or women. I ain't just trying to pander to the women. Fellas, we ain't safe around these dudes either. We ain't safe around them either. If you get the best of him, check him on some he might be doing something stupid, you check him. He might be disrespecting you or your girl. Y'all out together. Them dudes, you know, when you're out with your girl, and that old clown that want to try to be macho about playing with you while you with your girl. Because his ego is small. So he want to get a little courage, build his esteem up by trying you while you with your girl, because he figuring you with your girl, you ain't going to do nothing. But he don't know you like that, so you check his ass. Next thing you know, he done went to the trunk on you. Because he couldn't take the fact that you checked him, that you didn't back down. Hell has no fury, like a weak man scorned. So now you on the news for standing up for your girl from some dude you don't even know. But you didn't know he had a fragile ego. He can't take rejection. He can't take being put in check. The type of dude nowadays that ain't gonna take no ass whooping. So therefore, if you can fight like me, I ain't fighting. Cause they ain't taking no, you ain't whooping no ass nowadays and getting away with it. To you fellas out here that don't know that. I don't care how good your hands is, cause I got them. One hitter quitter. I ain't fighting nothing. And I'm knowing I got that one hitter quitter, cause I know if I knock you out and get the best of you, hell has no fury like a weak man scorned. You coming back for me. So if we get into it, I'm going to avoid it as much as possible till I ain't got no choice but to get rid of you. We ain't got to worry about you coming back. So I avoid conflict at all costs because I know if we get into it 9 times out of 10, you one of them old weak ass men that ain't going to take no ass whooping. And I'm giving out ass whoopings. But I know ain't nobody taking them. So therefore, I ain't fighting nothing. I don't care how little you is. I don't care if I'm 150 pounds bigger than you. I ain't underestimating nobody. Not these weak ass men. Ladies, be careful with these dudes. Fellas, be careful with these dudes. Learn how to identify them, and if you can't identify them, just avoid dudes altogether. But I advise you to learn how to identify these dudes. And really, you can tell. You can tell. But I'm going to devise a list of signs to look out for, ladies, so you'll know and be able to identify that weak-ass man before he even approaches you. And 9 times out of 10, nowadays, the only men that are approaching women are these type of dudes. Men that with their shit together, that know what's going on, wise men. We ain't running up to women no more. The dudes that still out here running, hey baby, that's him. The word is out that men don't approach women no more. But the dudes that still out here doing it, they ain't caught on yet. They ain't paying attention to the climate. So when you turn him down, watch your back. Hell has no fury like a weak-ass man scorned. Get it? Got it? Good. Bye.